What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. As expected, as I told you, this was coming down the pipeline. Matchroom CEO and promoter, Eddie Hearn, who promotes the IBF welterweight world champion, undefeated, British star boxer, Lewis Crocker, who has 22 wins, no losses, no draw. 9 wins by way of knockout, or 12 wins by way of knockout. Eddie Hearn promotes Lewis Crocker. You had father training manager, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, that being Bill Haney, of undefeated first ballot Hall of Famer, 3-division world champion, former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and reigning WBO welterweight world champion, undefeated superstar boxer, Devin the Dream Haney, who is 33 wins, no losses, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, right? You had Bill Haney approach Eddie Hearn after everything fell through and they understood that they wasn't going to secure a unification bout with Rolando Rolly Romero. Eddie Hearn understood quickly that they was going to turn their attention to Lewis Crocker for a unification bout. And Louis Crocker immediately responded and said that he was more than willing to accept. Well, guess what? As I did in the video, and you saw the video I did, and I said the process of blocking Devin Haney out has started right now. I told you guys this, right? The process of blocking Devin Haney out starts right now. And guess what? Eddie Hearn comes out, and this is what he had to say, as you see right here. He says, on a potential Devin Haney-Lewis Crocker unification, unless Turki Al-Sheikh turns around and makes the fight, who's going to pay the money that those guys want and need for that fight? Because it doesn't generate it. If we can make the Devin Haney fight, or if we can make a big fight with Keyshawn, why are you talking about Keyshawn or whoever is going to be, we'll look at it, but right now we've got to make a title defense against our mandatory. As I told you guys, they was going to play this game. Eddie Hearn is very aware. He talks a lot, tries to downplay Devin Haney, talks down on Devin Haney since Devin Haney parted ways and is not doing business with him anymore. Okay? Why is he talking about Keyshawn Davis? What does Keyshawn Davis have to do with this? He ain't got no belt. Or any others. They ain't got no belt. Unifications trump mandatories. Eddie Hearn, I told you guys, the process of blocking Devin Haney out, because Devin Haney understands how to use the system. He don't let the system use him. He's one of few, if any. The only other fighter that did that was Sugar Ray Robinson and Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones. They use the system. And that's who he learned from. That's who Bill learned that game from in the sport of boxing. The Mayweathers, Roy Jones, right? These are the fighters that move on their own, and they try to box them out as much as possible because they able to use the system for what it's supposed to be, not for what they tell you it is. And that's the difference. Eddie Hearn understands that puts Devin Haney even more in position of power. His performance against Brian Norman, after bouncing back from that debacle with Ryan Garcia, that put him back in on a pedestal in itself. To unify the belt against Louis Crocker gives him and Bill even more power. Right? That's what it does. This Bill and Devin are not looking for massive amount of money. They're not looking for this to be a main event. They're looking to fight on Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios undercard in a unification bout. Ryan Garcia is fighting Mario Barrios for the WBC title. They're willing to fight on the undercard. They understand fighting Louis Crocker is not going to break bank. They don't want Devin Haney in a position of power, period. And I'm sure Eddie Hearn is doing his best to go to Turki Al-Sheikh, His Excellency, and say, don't make this fight happen. It's not worth it. Nasty work. Nasty work. So Keyshawn Davis called out Devin Haney. Let's see what motion we get on that. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram. He lied to Louis Crocker and told Louis Crocker that Devin Haney didn't want to make the fight. Bill Haney exposed that when he talked to Louis Crocker and his team. They was like, wait a minute, what you talking about? Eddie told us y'all didn't want to make the fight. You see the game that's being played? And that's all I got for y'all. Bill got to go straight to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and put it on the table. Eddie Hearn, you the promoter? Nasty work, man. You looking to fill the undercard? That's all I got for y'all, man. I'm gone. Peace.